සේච්චි කෑ ගන්න තු ඉන්න. Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Actually, I was trying around 1 hour to contact her, but she's still not answering me. So, as Professor Susana suggestion, we can start and record the presentation from from Dr. Julio Costa. You can start the presentation.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I will sharing the presentation. One moment, please. I think it's okay right now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will presenting the mediation of design in online newspapers. This presentation is based on my research in this field. Or to begin, let me provide a brief abstract of my paper. The primary objective of this research is to analyze the futures and potentials of online journalism, particularly focusing on design mediation. We will explore key elements such as interactive, hypertextually, and multimedia integration. The role of design is enhancing user experience is critical as designers play a central role in shaping online newspaper interfaces. Despite the challenges associated with the transitioning from print to digital, the design of online newspapers has evolved rapidly, driven by technological advancements and the commitment to improving user engagement. In the introduction, we examine various futures and possibilities of online journalism and discussed by different authors. Notably, Zamit's model from 2011 outlines the key potentials of the internet pertinent to online journalism, including interactive, hypertextually, multimedially, instantaneity, ubiquity, memory, and personalization. While online newspapers offer these distinctive features, they also face constraints when compared to their print counterparts. Online newspapers have specific characteristics, as summarized by Edu in 2002 and Paris Lucas in 1998. These include interactive, which allows user engagement personalization through content selection and documentation, with multiple links. They also offer a real-time updates and multimedia integration, aggregating various formats like text, videos, and audio. However, a new design concept is essential to facilitate navigation and improve readability. The term of cyberjournalism, as defined by Bastos in 2005 and Zemitz in 2008, refers to journalism specifically created for web publications. Web 2 version 2.0 has introduced significant features impacting online journalism, including hypertextually, multimedia, and interactivity, and highlighted by Lorondo in 2008 and Canavillas 2007. Additionally, instantaneity and creativity are recognized as distinctive features by authors like Lopes Garcia and Zaimit. Hypertextually is crucial for organizing information on the internet. It allows for non-linear and customizable connections of content, providing users with access to parallel or contemporary information in various formats. This enables a new method of reading available information, enhancing the user's engagement or understanding. Multimedia refers to the convergence of traditional media formats, such as image, text, and sound, as described by Palacios in 2002. These integrations allows for a richer user experience by providing multiple navigation choices and utilizing Web 2 version 2.0 tools, including sound, video, photography, and graphics. Each reader can thus tailor their navigation and interaction with the content. Interactive is a pivotal feature of online journalism, enabling users to become active participants in the construction of message. Traditional passive consumption of new is replaced with active engagement through tools like forums, comment boxes, surveys, chats, and social network links. This interaction fosters a more dynamic communication model. Design mediation is crucial in online journalism. Designers play a vital role in mediating between the potentials of online journalism and the actual user experience. Their design choices can be significantly impact user engagement. Effective user graphic language, color, multimedia elements, and infographics can simplify navigation and enhance the overall user experience. Initially, online newspapers faced severe limitations, primarily due to the influence of traditional print models and technical constraints. For instance, early online versions were often simple PDFs or print editions. However, advances in HTML, DHTML, XML, and PHP have brought about significant improvements, enhancing the compatibilities and user experience of online newspapers. Designing for print or digital formats requires different approach. Online newspapers utilize a multimedia-based formats, necessitating a specific language of interactivity. Unlike print, where the layout is fixed, digital platforms allow users to control their navigation paths, choosing which content to engage with and how. The evolution on online newspaper design has been marked by a consolidation of graphic identity and the effective use of digital resources and applications, such as infographics, multimedia, and interactive databases. Redesigns have often coincided with the significant editorial and business model changes. Looking ahead, ongoing innovation and refinement in design promise to further enhance user engagement and visual appeal. In conclusion, design plays an essential role in the online journalism, bringing the gap between potentials and effective user engagement. Through strategic design choices, designers can greatly influence the user experience. The evolution of online newspapers design has been driven by technological advancements and the future promise further innovation, shaping the digital landscape for generations to come. Here are the article references. And thank you for your attention. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Júlio. And I like to ask to invite Professor Susana to make her presentation.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you see my sharing my presentation?
Yes, Professor. We can see. You can full screen it.
Okay, I'll make it now. Yes, it's okay.
Yes, now okay.
I'm going to present my paper about strategic challenges in organizing educational commemorations, insights from the 5th anniversary of the 25th April Revolution in Portugal. And the co-author is my colleague, Júlio Costa Pinto. For this paper, I have this summary that you can check, and it will be also in my paper to be published. And it has an introduction, literature review, and the case study that I present in the title, and then the conclusions. In terms of introduction, I should say that this study focuses on the organization of the 5th anniversary commemorations of the 25th April Revolution in Portugal, specifically examining all events held at higher education institution. And the central challenge lies in designing a cultural program and addressing the strategic complexities associated with planning and executing these celebrations. Some words about the background of this revolution of the 25th April in Portugal, known as the Coronation Revolution, that marked the crucial turning point in Portugal's history. It was the end of 48 years dictatorship, which paved the way for democracy and various social and political reforms. The revolution is celebrated annually as a symbol of freedom and change, and its memory is essential to Portugal nation identity. During 2024, the commemorations are particularly relevant because the 5th anniversary of the revolution is being celebrated. So I bring here this research problem that it's organizing a commemorative event in a large-scale academic context, such as the 5th anniversary of the 25th April Revolution, presents several strategic challenges. These challenges can include logistical issues such as event coordination and resource mobilization, as well as pedagogical concerns about how to effectively convey the historical significance of the revolution to the new generations. Another relevant challenge on which this article focuses is creating a program of activities that it's both diverse and attractive to the audience. About the objectives, the main aim of this article is to explore the specific challenges facing during the celebrations at higher education institution in Portugal. Through a detailed analysis of the planning and execution process of these events, it aims to identify the main difficulties encountered in the strategies used to overcome them and ultimately arrive at the cohesive and attractive final program. This is educational commemoration in an academic context. So, these educational commemorations have been the subject of several studies that emphasize their role of preserving historical memory and shaping cultural identity and citizenship awareness. The literature suggests that such commemorations offer unique opportunities for learning, where students can interact directly with history and gain a deeper understanding of the events and values that have shaped the society in which they live. The revolution of the 5th April is a significant milestone in Portuguese history, representing the end of almost half a century of dictatorship and the beginning of a period of democratic social as well as economic transformations. Known as the Carnation Revolution due to the soldiers' use of carnations as a symbol of peace, the revolution was notable for being peaceful and for having broad popular support. So, about this case study, I begin for the planning of the commemorations program. And the design of this program for the commemorations is a central element in ensuring that the event achieves its commemorative and learning objectives. A well-structured program should include a variety of activities that address different aspects of the revolution, involve diverse audiences, and use multiple approaches to communication. And this program, which ran throughout April, was divided into lectures, coffee and talks, exhibitions, workshops, poetry, and music. And now I'm going to detail each one. About the lectures, 2 lectures were organized on different days. One was on the subject of another look at freedom of expression, where the speakers, a professor of law and a designer, discussed copyright protection and posters during revolution. Another lecture was given by a member of the Portuguese Parliament on the subject of freedom yesterday and today. 3 coffee and talks sessions were organized with different personalities from the society. The aim was to have a frank and open discussion in an informal setting on topics that promote freedom. The first debate was between an actor and their artist and a professor of labor law. The second debate was between a journalist and a lawyer. The third debate was between a former minister and a former member of the Portuguese Parliament. Then, the exhibitions. Freedom of expression manifested through the art took place in 2 distinct moments. On the one hand, a sculpture called Forms of Freedom was unveiled at the opening session as a living testimony to the history and struggle for freedom in Portugal. On the other hand, there was a collective exhibition of posters that had been produced as part of the workshop Music and Posters of April. Now the workshops. And the entire academic community had the opportunity to take part in a free collective painting workshop of canvas evoking the values of April, namely freedom, equality, and democracy. The second workshop was led by a graphic designer in which participants were able to create their own posters with phrases referring to the intervention and music of the Carnation Revolution period. Culture and music also have a place, and at the open session of the celebrations, poetry was recited on the theme of freedom. Students, teachers, and staff took part. Another important moment of artistic expression was a guitar and voice concert in which songs from the Portuguese Revolutionary Songbook were performed. And I should point out also that at all the events organized over the course of the month, carnations were handed out to participants as a symbol of peaceful revolution that marked the transition from a dictatorial regime to a democratic one in Portugal on 25th April 1974. On the second part of this case study, I'm going to present the visual identity of the event, and the focus on the event's visual identity was fundamental to creating a cohesive brand that would create memories for the commemorations of the 5th anniversary of the revolution at higher education institution. A well-designed visual identity helps to convey the values and importance of the event, as well as making it easier to recognize and promote the activities. About the logo, the event logo should be a visually striking symbol that corresponds to the spirit of the revolution. The strength of the typographic element was thought by using red, which refers to the flag of Portugal and the color of the carnations that symbolize the revolution. A play on numbers was used between 50 and 25 and the commemorative dates as a way of highlighting the anniversary and at the same time serving as an informative element. This informative approach, especially for young people, is emphasized by the reference to the dates 1974-2024. And now here you have the final logo with that reference to the dates and to the commemoration of the 5th anniversary of the 25th April. On this part of the visual identity of the event, I should mention some promotional materials, and the visual identity was applied consistently to all promotional materials, namely invitations, posters, leaflets, banners, and social media posts. Because visual cohesion ensures that the event is easily recognizable and creates a unified experience for the audience. It is worth highlighting the placement of a large outdoor screen with the logo, which enables effective communication with the public and identifies the venue. This is a communication strategy aimed at connecting the internal community with the external community. And this is the final result for this large outdoor screen created for the event. Two types of posters were produced, a generic one and a detailed one. The first is intended to arouse interest in the event, and the second is for information purposes, detailing all the events on the program. And here you can see the two posters, the first one with the detailed information, and the second one with only general information to create the feeling to participate in the event. To conclude, I must say that this study presented the strategic challenges in organizing the commemorations of the 5th anniversary of the 25th April Revolution in an academic context, through an analysis of the historical context, planning commemorative program, and visual identity of the event. The main challenges including coordinating logistics, creating content for the program, and attracting an audience interested in the event. This study highlights the need for an integrated approach between the event planning and the execution of such commemorations to guarantee their educational and cultural impact. Thank you for your attention, and I appreciate this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Susana, to talk about such a strategic historical event in Portugal. It's also to value for our listeners. That means we send this document, all the presentation in YouTube, and there are 100 visitors are visiting this thing. So that also good for them as well to share the historic moments. And now we have a presentation from Dr. Keratso. She's from Greece, but today she is unwell to present. Therefore, she sent a video for us to share with you all. So now I'm going to share her presentation, and she is now online. So if anything, you can ask from her.
I cannot hear my voice, Sabbath. I cannot hear my voice, Sabbath.
Wait.
On October 30, 2022, an experimental artificial intelligence software developed
From the beginning. Read from the beginning.
a natural language processing model Hello everyone, thank you for joining today's presentation. My name is Keratso and I'm a laboratory teaching staff at the University of Thrace in Greece. My research interests concern intercultural interaction and communication, gender and new technologies, minority groups in intercultural contexts, gender and social exclusion, intercultural research methods in social sciences, and research methodology. Today, we are going to explore, by using the TAM method, how social science university students in Greece use ChatGPT. And we are going to approach a serial multiple mediation that modifies knowledge sharing. On October 30, 2022, an experimental artificial intelligence software developed by OpenAI with interactive capabilities, a natural language processing model, user-friendly chatbot became globally available for free and forever overturned the image we have of computers' abilities to manage human language. This conversational big language model became the fastest adopted digital platform and fastest growing application in the history of human technology. According to analysts performed, ChatGPT has become a very popular artificial intelligence chatbot as it reached 100 million users just a month after launching. In the chat, you can make a comparison of ChatGPT to other digital platforms. As you can see, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Spotify, Telegram, and Uber. Time was developed by Davis in 1999 to explain the user's acceptance of information systems and the computer user's behavior. It is based on the theory of driven action of Arson and Hilbein and has become an influential socio-technical model that seeks to identify and explain the end user's acceptance of technology. The model has been adopted and expanded in many studies in various types of technologies, including email, web social, World Wide Web, enterprise versus planning systems, and proof of very high validity. Some specifies causal ligands between two key sets of concepts: performance expectancy or perceived usefulness, and effort expectancy, perceived ease of use, and the second ones are user's attitude, behavior orientation, and actual computer usage behavior. In the theory of reasoned action, it was demonstrated that the technology acceptance model postulates that the use of information system is determined by the behavior intention. But on the other hand, it asserts that the behavior intention is determined by the person's attitudes towards the use of the system and also by his perception of its utility. Studies either observe performance expectancy as a strong determinant on behavioral intention than effort expectancy, or show that effort expectancy is not a significant determinant. Knowledge sharing as a moderator. Knowledge sharing is a key process of knowledge management, including knowledge generation, knowledge acquisition, knowledge storage, and knowledge application. And knowledge sharing can be defined not only as a process of knowledge transfer, but also as interactions and construction of knowledge system between the knowledge center and the knowledge receivers. Performance expectancy and effort expectancy were found to be positive and significant mediator varieties among website design, customer service, and customers' intention to adopt internet banking in the Russian Ghani 2009 research. Performance expectancy and effort expectancy were found to significantly influence the behavioral orientations of mobile commerce with significant effect of mediator, and the results for the study could be fruitful for the telecommunication, mobile commerce companies, and marketers in formulating strategies to attract potential consumers effectively and efficiently. In Cyrus and Dennis's 2018 research. Even for travelers, it was found from all and all. In 2009, the intentions to use mobile devices primarily depended on performance expectancy rather than effort expectancy. Basically, if we reduce the issue to ChatGPT as a new AI technology tool, it can be said very simply, according to previous research done, that if users think that ChatGPT is easy in its use, then they will be more likely to use it and consequently consider it useful for their learning. Here we can see the hypothesized model of TAM and also the following hypotheses for the research. The recent questions of our research was how much effort expectancy and performance expectancy, two key components of the modified TAM, predict higher education students' intentions and actual use of ChatGPT for learning. Can knowledge sharing aid in closing the gap between intention and behavior when it comes to using ChatGPT for education? How behavioral intention and performance expectancy combine to procedurally mediate the relationship between effort expectancy and the actual behavior associated with using ChatGPT for learning. The hypothesis of the research. effort expectancy is positively correlated with performance expectancy. Effort expectancy is positively correlated with behavior orientation to use ChatGPT. Effort expectancy is positively correlated with the actual use of ChatGPT. Performance expectancy is positively correlated with behavior orientation to use ChatGPT. Performance expectancy is positively correlated with actual use of ChatGPT. Behavior orientation is positively correlated with the actual use of ChatGPT, and knowledge sharing positively moderates the intention behavior link regarding the use of ChatGPT. Performance expectancy positively mediates the effect of effort expectancy on the behavioral intention to use ChatGPT. A behavioral intention to use ChatGPT positively mediates the effect of performance expectancy on the actual use of ChatGPT, and performance expectancy and behavioral intention to use ChatGPT serially mediate the effect of effort expectancy on the actual use of ChatGPT. Here are the 10 hypotheses of our research. 164 undergraduate students participated in the study through conveyor sampling in the Department of Social Policy Sciences in the Democratic University of Thrace in Greece. 129 questionnaires were completed and valid for the purpose of further analysis out of 164 delivered, and this yielded a response rate of 78%. Students age ranged from 18 years old to 44 years old were enrolled in the two compulsory elective courses entitled Gender and ICTs and Teaching the Social Science through ICTs, both taught by the author. The participants were from theoretical studies backgrounds, such as humanitarian and social sciences, economics and education, and this can explain the number of females that completed the questionnaires. That was 101 questionnaires out of 129 were filled by females, and only 28 were filled by males. They had to reply to 19 questions. The behavioral intention was measured through 3 items, actual use with 3 items, performance expectancy with 5 items, effort expectancy with 5 items, and knowledge sharing with 4 items. Also, technical hypotheses were examined, and the method that was used, we had a confirmatory factor analysis that was performed using Chamovi, and the reliability and validity of the construct used in the study were assessed using the Chroma alpha index. The confirmatory factor analysis indicated high standardized logics, and in all cases statistically significant with p-values less than 0.001, and the constant reliability and validity was also examined using the average variances and composite reliability indices. The Harman simplified method with an error factor solution was adopted to test the common method bias. The reliability and the validity of the constructs employed in the study was evaluated through the application of Chroma alpha, confirmatory factor analysis, standardized factor index of the items, composite reliability, and average variance extracted values of each construct. The internal consistency of all the constructs was deemed to be acceptable when their A values were greater than the cutoff value 0.63. All constructs had composite reliability scores above 0.8 and had average variance extracted scores exceeding 0.5 and compact alpha exceeding 0.6. The composite reliability of the constructs exceeded the threshold values of 0.7 and the average variance extracted exceeds the threshold value of 0.5 in most cases, with slightly smaller values observed for behavioral orientation and performance expectancy, with scores equal to 0, almost 0.5. Since these deviations are rather small, while the composite reliability scores are significantly higher than 0.7, these results are considered to confirm the reliability and validity of the constructs in the hypothetical model. The threshold for sufficient plotting depends on the sample size, with a value of 0.65 deemed sufficient for the population. This of 129 participants. of the study. All items exhibited loadings above the threshold, ranging from 0.654 to 0.956. Consequently, the outcomes of the factor loading demonstrate that each construct is distinct and that all items employed to access a specific construct are highly correlated and load into a single construct. The validity of the constructs employed in the study were evaluated through the application of confirmatory factor analysis. The results of confirmatory factor analysis report great insights of fitness. The standardized integration by weight of all the items were higher than the cutoff value of 0.5. All the above results confirm the reliability and validity of the constructs in the hypothetical mode. To address the possible common method bias, as data came from students from one department of social policy of one university, both procedural and statistical methods were employed. The questionnaire used for this survey was the same used by Duong et al. In 2023, and as the authors of the previous article said, it underwent thorough testing and revision by experts. The common method bias was tested using the Harman simple factor approach with an annotated factor solution. When all the items of the scales were constrained to be loaded on one common factor, the explained variance was 13.640, far less than Harman's cutoff value of 50. A single factor for confirmatory factor analysis was performed, in which all the items of the 5 constructs were constrained into one factor measuring model. The results revealed poor fit indices, suggesting that common method bias was not a significant threat to this study. To assess the extent of multiple linearity, the variance inflation factor was computed for all the independent variables. The results showed that all variance inflation factor were lower than 2.1, which is below the threshold indicating multiple linearity. Therefore, it can be concluded that the model estimations were not biased by multiple linearity. Effort expectancy was positively and significantly correlated with performance expectancy. As we can see here. Supporting hypothesis 1, but this does not support hypothesis 2, here, this one, and it does not support hypothesis 3, as we can see here. Our study also revealed that performance expectancy was strongly related to behavior rotation to use ChatGPT, supporting hypothesis 4, that means performance expectancy is related to behavior rotation, but performance expectancy, as we can see, did not support actual use, and hypothesis 5 is not supported. Behavior intention to use ChatGPT was found to be positive and significantly correlated with actual use, supporting, in this case, hypothesis 6, while knowledge sharing was also found to be correlated and significantly and positive with actual use of ChatGPT, supporting in this way hypothesis 7. Mediation effects showed that effort expectancy was significantly correlated with behavior intention to use ChatGPT. Performance expectancy was also found to be indirectly associated with the actual use of ChatGPT via behavior intention, as we can see here. It's green line, supporting, and in this way, hypothesis 8. Hypothesis 9, hypothesis 10 were supported. Our findings. Effort expectancy was positively correlated with performance expectancy, but not directly increased higher education students' behavior orientations and actual use of ChatGPT. Performance expectancy directly increased behavior orientation, but not directly increased higher education students' actual use. Knowledge sharing was correlated significantly and positively with the actual use of ChatGPT. Students of higher education behavior orientation utilize ChatGPT significantly correlated to the subsequent use of the platform for educational purposes. Effort expectancy was significantly correlated with behavior orientation to use ChatGPT through performance expectancy, which was indirectly associated with the actual use of ChatGPT via behavioral orientation to use ChatGPT. The value of this research lies in its attempt to understand how students in a particular area of higher education use technology in the classroom. Such knowledge may help to advance the field and ensure that technology is seamlessly incorporated into teaching methods. The most important of all is that students should be encouraged to utilize ChatGPT for familiar research and critically assess the data they have obtained for relevance and accuracy, should critically evaluate the replies to ChatGPT, separating important information from less pertinent material. It is important also to mention that when utilizing AI tools, the education and the qualifications and the possible use of AI should be integrated into the curriculum. Students should be taught about the ethical considerations, potential biases, and limitations of AI technology through courses or modules that explore AI ethics, data privacy, and the economic impacts of AI. This helps in cultivating a responsible approach to AI use and understanding its broader social impact. I would like to thank you for your time and participation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Keratso. For our last presentation, I'd like to invite Dr. Júlio Costa Pinto, Information Architecture as an element of online newspaper graphic design.
Okay, I will share the presentation. So, a moment. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, today I will presenting the information architecture as the element of online newspaper graphic design. The introduction. This study focuses on key elements of digital newspaper design, typography, color, image, and infographics, with a special emphasis on information architecture. Concept of information architecture. Richard Wurman introduced the concept of information architecture in 1962.
Excuse, Dr. Júlio, the slide not shared.
And now?
No, not yet.
Not shared?
Yes.
But I can see it.
Yes.
Okay.
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 Okay. And defining is creating a structure for content that guides user to knowledge. Marville and Rosenfeld later expanded these to include organization, navigation, and search systems, enhancing user accessibility and information management. This study methodological focus on the homepage of online newspapers, a fundamental unit of web architecture. The homepage provides crucial navigation, links to other pages and sites, which are essential for enhancing user experience and accessibility. Online newspapers have integrated interactivity, multimedia, and hypertextuality to varying extents. Technological advancements have transformed content presentation, underscoring the need for clear and intuitive information organization, which guides readers efficiently and enhances their experience. Navigability is an integral aspect of information architecture, directly impacting user experience. Clear organization helps users achieve their goals efficiently. Nielsen's principles of navigation interface emphasize answering three key questions: where I am, where did I come from, and where I am going. The hypertext in online newspaper offers a unique, non-repetitive reading paths, constraining with traditional linear reading. Canavides notes the decline of the inverted pyramid structures due to hypertext multiple reading paths. Studies show users prefer keyword search for easier navigation and reading. Telleria and Serrano Telleria emphasize that digital design requires effective content structuring and information organization behind visible graphic elements. Peter van Dijk distinguished information architecture from design and programming, focusing on site structure. User-centered content structuring ensures efficient information retrieval. Peter Morville and Louis Rosenfeld identify 4 key information systems: organization, labeling, navigation, and search. Organizations involves categorizing information. Labeling represents these categories. Navigation systems facilitate user movement through content, and search systems help users find the specific information efficiently. Here are examples of information systems in practice. Organization bars from the Jornal Notícias is a general journal gn.pt and cmjournal.pt and eonline.pt. An example of labeling systems from online journal Público, and navigation systems from 2 other journals, DN and JN, and search system from Público, on the right. These examples illustrate the practical application of the information architecture in online newspapers. In conclusion, the information architecture is crucial for shaping user experience in online newspapers. A clear and intuitive structure is essential. We identify trends and practices that influence online newspaper design. Effective information architecture strategies are necessary to ensure a positive user experience and meet readers' evolving needs. Here are the article references, and thank you for your attention. Thank you. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Júlio Pinto, to share your 2 presentations for the social science session. So we wait for the Sungu from South Africa and Dulanka from Sri Lanka, but still they are not respond or they are not coming to the presentation. So that means I think they are not present. So we can conclude the session and thank you very much for being present in your papers. And I am again apologize from you to not to not to share experience from Dr. Sanju. Actually, she is still not any response for us. So I hope she will be email later regarding something, and we'll see something happen, and I will update you the what she told if she said something. And we already have Dr. Julio pull papers and all, and Dr. Courtesy also. So those publishing things we are doing, and we will update any comments or anything from the reviewers. And thank you very much for your documents, and Professor Susana and Dr. Curtio certificate and all we will post on next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, doctor. Okay.
Sabath,
Yes.
my name is Keratso.
Keratso.
Yes, and my surname is Georgiadou. Okay.
Keratso, it's easy to pronounce.
Oh, yes, Keratso is my name.
Okay.
Okay. For the next time. See you
Okay.
in the next
See you.
conference. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.